I feel like a lot of people thought Bitcoin was going to be this thing that like woke everybody up, almost like a conversion tool. Like this is how we're going to get rid of fiat currency. Everybody's going to realize that it's so much better. And I don't know. I guess with all this stuff with banks integrating it and things, I I don't know. I could see it being. I do think that's great. I think that everybody. I mean, it's open source code, and I'm all about open source things and all that kind of stuff, and I have no problem with that. I think everybody should, if they can find a way to use blockchain technology or whatever, go for it. I guess the thing is that if if they make fiat currencies look more and more like cryptocurrencies, there's less
Yeah.
reason for average people to figure out what
Yep.
the real difference is. And I guess that's the real thing that I'm seeing is like the people thought that everybody's going to switch over because of the technology, and then after that will come the realization that it's better to use this than a
Right.
fiat currency. But if they have the same technology as us, there's nothing to get people's foot in the door. There's no
Yep.
reason for them to explore what like the ideas behind or the ideology behind Bitcoin.
I,
And
I
I
know
think
I know
that
exactly I know exactly what you're saying, and that is a really good point. It's like a a a more I'll get this, a more developed fiat currency, a more technologically advanced fiat currency will sort of allow people to have the best of both worlds. Just like the people in Vancouver use the Canadian dollar every day, they want to stay normal. They don't really want to change. They just want to do they want to do things the same way with their own currency. But if they can have that and have the technological advances of the blockchain, faster transactions, low fees, then you're right, John. They're going to go for the one that gives them the best of both worlds, and they might not realize that that real cryptocurrency has completely different advantages. Now, I would still argue that eventually, when the Canadian dollar fails, then they'll be kicked in the right direction. But it's kind of like, I think this was just last week, we were talking about Ecuador having their own cryptocurrency. And that's really what it would be like, where it's a fiat currency, but it uses blockchain technology. And the difference is who controls the blockchain, right? You can have a distributed blockchain and you could develop it such that the government can still control it, right? It would be it defeats the purpose. It really, really defeats the purpose. But people aren't going to really realize that. They're just going to say, "Hey, I can send my money really quickly and really cheaply online, and I can still use my own currency." Well, sure, I'll go with that. Heck yeah. And in that situation, they're going to take steps towards those current towards those blockchains without considering the fact that it's still heavily manipulated by the state.